Hello guys, I hope you're doing good and I'm doing good. This is a brand new year 2023. I'm here to give you more stuff information. You go love it, right? So I want to talk about iOS 15, iOS 16 header bypass with Signal. The software you're gonna need for this year bypassing from iPhone 6S to iPhone X, and it's amazing. I did some more research information about these softwares. I personally use some on my own. I sell some online. So it's very great to use these softwares, but some do have their ups and downs. So let's get into it. So to bypass iOS 15 or iOS 16 this year 2023, for Windows side, because we have two OS that works with the softwares like Mac OS and the Windows, but I'll talk about the Windows OS. So with Windows OS, the software you're gonna need to bypass iOS 15 or 16, I personally use it. I haven't had any issue with it since last year. I've sold most to my clients, and it's very great. Some clients complain a little bit how she can do it, but I think it's a very perfect. So for me, it's a perfect tool to bypass iOS 15 or 16 in 2023. Is that iRemover Pro. This tool is so amazing. This tool is so great, and I've been using this tool for the past, I think, 8 to 9 months now. Ever since it came out, I've been using this tool, and it is so amazing to bypass my iOS from 5S, from iOS 6S to X, and this tool is so amazing. So if you haven't used this tool before, I will really recommend it for you. For Windows, bypassing Icloud to make calls, to receive calls, tests, FaceTime, everything Signal. Check out for iRemover Pro. For Windows, you have no problem. iRemover Pro is so great, so you can check it out. If you need some to bypass your iOS 15 or 16 from iPhone 6S to X, why not? I'm here. I can help you with it, and I do this every day. It's my job, so if you need any help regarding this softwares, I'm always available. If it's very necessary, I'm gonna take you through every process you want me to take. So it's very great. You will love it. iRemover Pro for Windows to bypass iCloud. It's great. Okay, so let's go to MacBook users. If you're using MacBook to bypass, mostly people use MacBook. Even though Windows is very famous and very popular, many people use MacBook simply because ever since I know this bypassing softwares, iCloud bypassing softwares, Mac OS softwares are very cheaper than the Windows software. I don't know why they make Windows very a little bit expensive, because maybe it's the most common OS across the world, but Mac OS softwares are very great and stable. So I'll talk about a few ones that I've personally come across, and I think they are very good to use, even though some are more greater than others, but at least this is what I know. I know what they can do. They can bypass iCloud, right? So the first one is iRemove Tools. It basically works on Windows and Mac, but for iOS 15, iOS 16 is what I'm talking about today. So iRemove Tools have that feature on MacBook, on Apple machines. I'm talking about the MacBook computer. So iRemove Tools is a perfect tool for you to bypass your iCloud on iOS 15 and iOS 16 from iPhone 6S to X. It's very great. It's very handy. It checks your phone before bypass whether it's supported or not. Like the iRemover Pro, the same thing with this one. It's very stable because they are kind of one of the oldest software company to make a software to bypass iCloud. So they kind of know their way around. It's very a bit expensive though, but for me, I can give you the assurance. It's very best and stable. I remove tools is very best and stable. So if you have a phone you want to bypass, you can just use them. Yeah. So I'm always here to help you with the process. Any process on bypass, just hit me up on my WhatsApp. We can chat. I'm gonna take you to every step. If I know, I'm gonna teach you, right? So yeah. So on MacBook, on Apple devices, MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, and then other supportive Mac OS machine, you can use Iron too. So that's the first one, and the second one that I tried is the EMC activator, right? EMC activator is also very good. It came very cheap, so we all trying to use it. EMC Pro was very cheap, and we all trying to use it. But we have a little issue with it, because sometimes after you bypass with EMC activator, if you put password on it, and you turn off your phone, sometimes it just go back to the hello screen. So I had some clients complain about this one, so I was like, very hard for me to deal with that. So but I'm hoping they'll make an update over that. Sometimes it's not easy to create the softwares, but EMC I used it so many times. I use it, I sold plenty to my customers, and they enjoyed it. So EMC, I'm hoping they'll update to the best rate ever, because it's very cheap. It's very cheap. EMC is very cheap to bypass your iCloud devices. So let me move on to the third one, is the CMD. Yeah, CMD activator, CMD2. The CMD2 is also great. I use it. I sell some to my clients, my customers, and they love it. So far, I haven't had any customer complain about this software, because they use it with no problem. I use some on my own, and I had no problem with it. Sometimes, even though this kind of iCloud bypass tool is going to be a little bit lagging something, but you see, it's not perfect. Like all these tools are not perfect, because it's something you are bypassing, so you don't expect to be 100%. But at least this tool, SMD tool, is very great. So you need to check it out. It's very great. I had no problem with it. I've been selling some. I've been using some on my own, so I have no problem with the CMD2. So yeah, have that. And the last one that I know on MacBook that's very stable a little bit is Midnight Crisis. Midnight Crisis 2 is very expensive. I don't know why the developers make it so expensive. I don't know why they made it so expensive, but it's very stable. Very stable. Have I used it before? Maybe one or two, but it's very stable, even though it's very expensive. Sometimes the best is very expensive. On bypassing, the best is always expensive. So that's for the whole thing. The cheap ones sometimes will not give you all the features you want, but the expensive ones are very good, and very, at least 80 to 90% function rate. So for Windows, I remove Pro. For Mac, I remove tools, EMC activator, SMD2, and Midnight Crisis. For this year, we're coming up with great information. So make sure you always subscribe to the channel. Don't feel lazy about the subscribe button. Always hit the subscribe and hit the notification, so that every time we drop any video regarding this kind of information about iCloud bypass, you will have it right here on your notification on your phone or your computers. So thanks for watching my video. Please Peace out. Stay tuned. Be blessed. Stay safe. Bye.